All right, so we got one more real quick thing I want to touch on before we call it a night here. This is only going to take a couple of minutes, then we'll go ahead and wrap this. So this one, hot off the presses, we actually got this one in. I sent this one to Chris late after I'd already sent him the agenda. I just wanted to touch on this real quick because I thought it was super interesting. So let me go ahead and share my screen here, and I'll give you guys the what's going on. Okay, so somebody basically found this by accident when they were downloading RoboCop Rogue City, which I played, by the way. And if you haven't played it, Chris, that game's fucking incredible, dude. Like, it's that and the Terminator game are both made by the same company. It's like they broke the streak of shitty movie games, and it's like they figured out the fucking cheat code and they figured out how to make them good. Like, they made the first truly good Terminator game because it takes place in the future in the war, and the first good RoboCop game. So if you haven't played, I mean, Peter Weller plays the voice of RoboCop. Like, you can shoot guys in the dick, you know, just like the movie. Like, all the check boxes that you want there in a RoboCop game, you've got them. Don't worry about it. So they're downloading that, and then they look at the actual executable and they find something different. This has since been retconned on Steam, but they basically found the executable that led them to a completely different game that is called Hunter the Reckoning. Now, for those of you not in the know, this came out on GameCube. There was a version of kind of a spin-off game that was on PlayStation 2, and the main two games were on OG Xbox. Hunter the Reckoning and Hunter the Reckoning Redeemer. Guys, those are two of my favorite OG Xbox games. I keep waiting for someone to pick up the fucking IP because White Wolf Entertainment owns it and do something with it, because those games were amazing, dude. They were 4-player co-op. It was basically like if you took the style of like Diablo, like that style, like, you know, top down kind of hack and slash stuff, and you take out all the nerdy shit and you insert like vampires and werewolves, you have Hunter the Reckoning, where your 4 people are, I can't remember that there's, I'm totally like unfanboying myself on this. There's a name for it. They're called the Imbued, I think. The 4 people essentially are chosen by the universe, whatever you want to call it, and they have different capacities where they're basically like given abilities. And they're very, very different people. One is a priest, Father Esteban Cortez. One is a outlaw biker named Spencer Deuce Wyatt. One's a cop, a female cop, and one is a fucking rave chick. So they're 4 people who have nothing in common, have never met each other at all, but all of a sudden they have abilities. And at the same time, like, the next thing you know, the entire world is like fucking werewolves, vampires, zombies, and shit, just like that. So they've got to come together, fucking take care of business, right? So the rumor is that the company that makes, I forget the name, is it Saber Interactive, I think? Please don't quote me on that. That makes RoboCop Rogue City might be secretly working on a Hunter the Reckoning game, because, guys, these screenshots weren't screenshots they found in the file. They found a fucking very early, like, pre-alpha build of a game that they could actually play. I mean, if you look how, like, kind of simple this is what video games look like before they get sexy and before they get released to us. They look very, very simple, just very basic textures, like robbery number 1, 3 men, etc. So they definitely found like what amounts to be like essentially a prototype of the game. Like, gather information about the Sunshine Bar shootout, talk to the diners, countermen, etc. Like, it's got actual mission objectives, and it actually has the name of the property. I want this so badly to be fucking real. Like, I really do. I want this to be so fucking real, just because I want someone to make a new Hunter the Reckoning game. For anyone who's never played it, I can definitely recommend Redeemer more than the first game. The first game is good, but Redeemer is the better game. That's the second game, because you have another class of character. There's 5. The Redeemer is the 5th class. The PlayStation game is okay. That's called Hunter the Reckoning Wayward. In my opinion, it's not as good as the Xbox games. It's okay, and it's kind of cool because it's different. There's a Wayward is the name of the class that you get to play as, and it plays a little bit differently, kind of the same, but a few extra things, like you have a limited number of lives, etc., which is kind of dumb. Where in the game, as long as you're playing multiplayer, if your boys are alive and they get to a fucking checkpoint, you respawn, which lends itself better to this kind of game, in my opinion. Hold on. Okay, you see, apparently we've got a fan We got several fans here. I've been trying to figure out the name of this game for so damn long. Well, you're welcome then, fucking Revex community. Yeah, Hunt of the Reckoning, Hunt of the Reckoning Redeemer, and Hunt of the Reckoning Wayward are the 3 games. So like that, Chris, since we were talking about like backwards compatibility, that's something I would play backwards compatible on my Xbox. I'd make an exception for that. I would show my kid the tube first and be like, I want you to give this a try. Play this with me on here. I promise you it looks better. Like daddy's got everything set up. I've got the rig to make this thing look as clean as it possibly can. I've got a really high quality tube that is light years beyond what daddy had when he was young. Like the blacks in this are going to be pitch fucking black. I promise. So if he's really my son, he'll be like, bro, tubes are awesome. Like,